just want to go over the order flow and some of the there we go, some of the things I was looking for, right? So here was my entry again, 69.92 area, and so this is what I was looking for, right? This is now the final confirmation. So I am only interested in the candles that come inside my key level. So these candles here, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 minutes, and then probably 7 to 8 minutes of execution. So I'm only interested in this area over here. This is the absorption area, right? So let's quickly break this down. This is the absorption area, right? The absorption area are only the candles that touch your key level. And so when you're trading, especially intraday trading, the reason it's so important to have your levels is because you need to know exactly where to trade from, right? Where are you trading from? Where is your key level? This needs to be defined before the market, right? This is your key level. Now, once you have a key level, assuming your key level is correct, you then want to look for buyers and sellers, right? So what are you looking for? You're not looking for VWAP, you're not looking for EMAs or ICT or any of these. There's no ICT setup that I'm aware of that's happening over here. Here, there's only the absorption, right? So if we just take a look at the absorption in more detail, what we're seeing over here is we're seeing, I'm just going to go through a few numbers here. We're seeing 297 for 111, right? We're seeing 97 for 2. We're seeing these numbers over here. That's 427 for 99. Then we're seeing 304 for 104. We're seeing 105 for 31, 152 for 56. So the main point of this area of absorption, again, this only works if your key levels are correct, right? So stop trading random fair value gaps and start understanding which fair value gaps actually give you reactions. But once you come into any sort of fair value gap, using order flow to your advantage is probably one of the most powerful things in my opinion. The reason I say that is because you can see immediately what's going on in the zone, right? So if we break above the zone, which is what we had over here, right? So this was my execution. So a lot of people ask me, why did I execute the way I did, right? So the reason I executed here, so I went long at around 92, 93 area. So I went long around here, and I was comfortable to have my stop loss just below this wick, right? And I was comfortable targeting this price point here, around a 1.8 risk reward, right? So the reason I went long here was because of what was going on here, right? This is the absorption. And I want to break this down. It's a very simple concept to understand. So what's going on is there is red delta. Now, what does red delta represent? Red delta just means that there's more aggressive sell orders, right? More aggressive sell orders over buy orders, right? So there's more aggressive sell orders than buy orders. That is the first thing. Now, when you see these aggressive sellers over here, especially these ones over here, a break above the level, what does that represent, right? Were these sellers successful or unsuccessful? So when you come into fair value gaps or even VWAP bounces, EMA bounces, even your standard support and resistance, right? Instead of labeling lines as support and resistance, label everything as a key level and then let the order flow decide whether it's going to be a support or resistance, right? So support and resistance comes down to the very basic principle of who is aggressive and who is being rewarded, right? That's all it comes down to. So who's being aggressive in the zone? Well, it's the aggressive sellers, right? It's the sell orders, right? We see, again, the number